G'day World Web, Blue Dub with a quick look at the Japan Cup's most important lead-up races. The Japan Cup will be run on Sunday the 24th of November, and right now we've already got the likely field decided on, and it's looking like just 15 runners at the moment. On screen I've highlighted in orange the 3 foreign raiders, and as a Japan Cup regular I would say this is the most credentialed 3 foreigners to take on the Japan Cup for a long time. You all know Auguste Rodin. He is a little overhyped, but he did win at Group 1 level this year in the Prince of Wales Stakes over roughly 2,000 metres. And what about Goliath? He won the King George VI in a cakewalk. He was underestimated that day, and it certainly seems the Japanese are underestimating the gelding as well. Here in Australia his odds are a little bit shorter. Fantastic Moon is also underestimated by the Japanese. He's a German Group 1 winner this year and Derby winner last year. Now we look at the latest weather for next week. And keep in mind this screenshot was taken on the 17th of November. But race day is looking like being dry, maybe a little bit of rain midweek. And before we start on the 5 race replays, which include 2 of the foreign raiders lead-up races, here's a squiz at where the previous Japan Cup winners have come from. The Tenno Show Autumn is a huge contributor, 10 of the last 17 winners, and this year we saw Do Deuce win that pretty impressively. 3 of the last 17 have been from the Kyoto Dao 10 and 2 from the Shuka show. The other 2 races not providing any Japan Cup runners this year. Okay, let's start with the Japanese lead-up races in chronological order. It's the Kyoto Dao 10 with Blow the Horn starting favourite. Pradaria not totally neglected either. Okay, there's no English commentary for the Kyoto Dao 10, so I'll give you a little extra information on Pradaria and Blow the Horn. Part of this race will be fast forwarding through, by the way. Now you can see Pradaria in the pink colours with green shoulders and yellow cap coming across from 8 barrier. This 5-year-old will certainly come into Japan Cup contention if we're on soft ground. He's got 2 wins and a 4th on soft tracks. And finally in picture now is Blow the Horn, who started favourite for the Kyoto Dao 10. Another 5-year-old like Pradaria, Blow the Horn puts in a very disappointing run. Prior to this start, which was in October, he'd won the 2200 metre Takarazuka Kinen, which was a Group 1, back in June. Now we'll hit the fast forward button, and at this stage, keep in mind we're racing at Tokyo in the Japan Cup. This race is run the opposite direction, clockwise, at the Kyoto racecourse. The historic capital of Japan, Kyoto, very touristy location. And despite that, I'd recommend visiting if you're ever in Japan. Back to the race, and by the way, that is Blow the Horn's normal race pattern to get well back. There he is, struggling 3 to 4 lengths behind Smart Phantom. Pradaria is midfield as we take you back to the local commentary. So neither Pradaria or Blow the Horn doing well there. Post-race jockey Akira Sugawara did say he eased up on Blow the Horn with concerns the horse may have suffered an injury, but post-race there were no reports of injury. Now to the Japan Cup's second favourite, Cervinia. She's seen here in the Group 1 Shuka show. She's the only Japan Cup runner to come out of the Shuka show, but the race has got cred. Last year's Japan Cup runner-up won this race leading into the Japan Cup. That was a horse named Liberty Island.
East, and we're set. They're off and racing in the Shuka show, and Seki Tobe sprung the gate, and so did Christmas Parade. They're going to go forward as expected to take up prominent positions as they go to the winning post the first time. Lavanda goes forward, Tagano Elpida at Maya Bell. Lance of Queen is struck out wide, then Kogado Nosora. Back in behind them comes Cervinia, a little worse than midfield. Along the fence is Ho Elite. Then wider out goes Stellenbosch, back to the inside now, making up some ground, Mianello. Well, Sekitoba East, no loafing. Leads out by 7 or 8 lengths from Christmas Parade as they go down to the side with 600 metres to run. Can she sustain the run? That's the big question. Tugano Elpida runs third. Now they're starting to come from the back. Lavanda is losing ground. Tugano Sasura is under pressure. Now starting to run on his Queen's Walk. Sekitoba East is walking. Christmas Parade is also walking. Tugano Elpida is the first to emerge. Lavanda, now the charges are coming down the middle of the track and some up on the inside, and Cervinia is one of them. She's bursting through. Cervinia, Christophe Lemaire. Goodbye, ta-da, it's my race, and he goes on and wins. Bond Girl out wide will get second. Stellenbosch third. The 1, 2, 3 favourites.
So a comprehensive win for Cervinia. The Japan Cup will be the 3-year-old's first run against open age competition. Next up, we see 4 Japan Cup contenders in the Tenno Show Autumn. Do Deuce, Justin Palace, Sol Oriens and Danon Beluga.
They're ready. They're off and racing. Tastiera jumped well. Ho-Ho Biscuits going forward. Bellagio Opera. Along the inside, Matenro Sky, Stello Veloce. Out wide, Shilthorn goes on with Danon Beluga. Even wider out, pressing on is Liberty Arnhem, but trapped 3 or 4 wide. Back to the inside is Stella Veloce, covered up by Sol Oriens. Then comes King's Palace. Then Laban Still. Well, there's a surprise. Danon Beluga is going forward quickly, out 3 wide, up to a good position. Northbridge is back 4th last. We thought the horse was going to lead, but chooses not. Then comes well back in the run. Justin Palace, Do Deuce is second last, and Nishino Revenant is at the tail of the field. They're going down the back straight here in the Tenno Show. And Ho-Ho Biscuits leads them along from Shilthorn. Running third, Bellagio Opera. Up there nice and handy is Labensteel. On its outside, pressing on, is Liberty Island. Back to the inside is Matenro Sky. Then Danon Beluga, followed by Stella Veloce. Outside is Sol Oriens. Wider out, King's Palace. The pace is clicked up. Then comes Justin Palace. Going, pressing on now. One covered up there at the moment is Tastiera. Well back in the run is Northbridge. Second last, Do Deuce and Nishino Revenant at the tail of the field. They're starting to bunch as they approach the home corner. And still in front and doing it comfortably is Ho-Ho Biscuits at a moderate clip. Running second is Silthorn. Liberty Island up into third. Bellagio Opera's had the run of the race in behind them along the paint. In just behind him is Tastiera starting to pick up. Back in behind is Matenro Sky. Danon Beluga running on fairly and even wider out now. King's Palace. They've got to catch Ho-Ho Biscuits. Still leads. Now Bellagio Opera peels out to run on to try and challenge. Liberty Island's there as well. Tastiera running on. Do Deuce even wider, the widest runner. They're coming hard and fast. Can the Biscuits do it all the way? Ho-Ho Biscuits in front. Here comes Do Deuce. Do Deuce down the outside. Gets up and wins. Do Deuce wins from Tastiera. Ho-Ho Biscuits held on. Flying home.
Geez, that's a good win from Do Deuce. He was the Japan Derby winner back in 2022, beating Equinox. Then the connections sent him over to France for the Arc, where he failed. But since then, he's won 2 Group 1s in Japan. 4th placed Justin Palace should definitely have finished closer and will enjoy the extra quarter mile of the Japan Cup. Justin Palace has won a Group 1 over 2 miles as well. Sol Oriens, I didn't see much excuse for him, and Danon Beluga. It's pretty surprising he's running in the Japan Cup after that performance. Now we'll take a look at Shin Emperor and one of the foreign contingent, Auguste Rodin. 3-year-old Shin Emperor finished 3rd in the Japanese Derby back in May, then travelled over to Ireland for this race, the Irish Champions Stakes. Auguste Rodin needs no introduction.
Sakai, as the white flag is raised, and they're off. 8 runners over 1.25 miles in the Royal Bahrain Irish Champions Stakes. And just pushed on the lead is Luxembourg, close up. is Ghost Writer. Running the rail is Royal Rhyme, and they're followed by Shin Emperor, Auguste, Rodin and Economics racing together with the final couple, Los Angeles, and in the white cap is Hans Andersen. Less than a mile to go, and the leader is Luxembourg under Declan McDonough by more than a length to Ghost Writer and Richard Kingscote in second. Third is Royal Rhyme and Clifford Lee, being followed by Shin Emperor and Yusei Sakai. Economics and Tom Marcon on the outside of Auguste Rodin and Ryan Moore. And these are being followed by Los Angeles, Dylan Brown, McMonaghan. And Hans Andersen. 4 furlongs out, and it's Luxembourg by less than a length now to Ghost Writer. Economics, horse with the big white face, continuing to move up to the leaders on the outside. Then Royal Rhyme, followed by Shin Emperor, Auguste Rodin, and then Los Angeles, and finally Hans Andersen as they tighten up on the home turn. 2.5 furlongs to go in the Royal Bahrain Irish Champion Stakes, and it's Luxembourg first into the straight and now been asked for more. Economics on the outside of Ghost Writer, followed then by Royal Rhyme. Auguste Rodin is trying to pick up in the middle of the track, and then Shin Emperor, Los Angeles and Hans Andersen. Still in front is Luxembourg, but here on the outside is stable companion Auguste Rodin. Economics in between horses. These fight out the finish. Running on is Los Angeles. Economics and Auguste Rodin. Economics from Auguste Rodin.
Again, Auguste Rodin just outdone. The Japan Cup is set to be his farewell run, with Ballydoyle planning to send him to the breeding barn to take advantage of his coveted bloodlines. Shin Emperor looks like he could have got closer had he seen space earlier. Looking at the odds of those two horses a week before the race, there is a serious disparity. Finally, we take a look at Goliath, who had a shock win in the Group 1 King George VI midway through the year. Now you see him in his return to the track at Longchamp. This is the Group 2 Prix du Conseil de Paris.
Hamish just a little bit on his toes, but they're off. Racing for the Group 2 Prix du Conseil de Paris over 2,200 metres. And away well the white-faced runner Maniatique is the first to begin. Hamish going forward as well under Marcon, the black cap, and the Godolphin blue of Marquezin. Out wide is Goliath, now racing in the blue and black colours of Resolute Bloodstock towards the outside. And there are a couple of lengths in advance of Zarakem and Monty, who's the back marker, the 9-year-old, at the rear of the field. Settling down then with Maniatique and Maxime Guillon leading them by half a length to Hamish in second place. And Goliath, on his first start since winning the King George at Ascot, is a length and a half away third, marginally in front of Marquisa and Mikel Barcelona, who was last seen finishing second in the Grand Prix. Tight hold from Soumillon. Between them is Marquezin, and that leaves Zarakem at the back of the sextet as they move on to the top of the full straight. Well through halfway in this Group 2 prize. And Maniatic has made just about all of the running to this point. Hamish, though, has been a persistent presence throughout towards the outer and looks as though he's being asked to just lengthen as they come to the top of the home straight. Goliath is just 3 parts away third. Monty on the rail in 4. Marquezin between them. Zarakem on the outside, and they line up for home, and Maniatic and Hamish looking to quicken off the front. Goliath is moving well. Soumillon looking round. Marquezin in behind them, then Zarakem. Monty being left behind, and Goliath very smoothly goes into the lead. Hamish sticking to the task in second place, has gone past Maniatic, trying to keep on his Marquezin on the outside. Now he has to shake up Goliath, and shake up firmly, because Hamish is fighting on the far side. Goliath's in front by a neck to Hamish, who's trying hard, but Goliath will win, and will win a shake cosily. Half a length he beat Hamish. They ran a great race again.
Okay, Goliath wins on a heavy track, and if you've been following this channel and international staying races, you'd know Hamish is not a world beater, but he's certainly much more competitive on rain-affected ground. Goliath did enough, and on dry ground he'd probably do a more convincing job. That's our 5 race replays. The other foreign raider, Fantastic Moon, is no slouch either, though his last result was a 9th. It was in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe on very soft ground. Before that, he won a German Group 1, the Grosser Prix von Baden, beating Dubai Honor in the process. You can catch that on our channel here. Stay tuned for our runner-by-runner preview of the Japan Cup closer to the race date, maybe around Thursday or Friday. Check the odds, pick a winner.
Go to hell, New World Order.